Hi everyone, I'm just gonna share this out. I've actually brought the page up this time so I can actually share out and then I'm not faffing about. Hang on, I know what I need to do first though. I need to turn the sound off the computer so I don't come feeding back through. So let's just share this. Share. Hang on, alright, group that. Then go post. I'll just share it there for now so I can get back to you all. Right, there we go. I'm actually going to bring it up on my phone as well, just in case it does the thing which it likes to do, which is not show me comments. And turn my actually disconnect that. Then I'm trying to find where things are. Right, while I'm doing this, how is everyone today? There we go, that's all up there. So I can keep an eye on that on my phone and make sure I'm not missing comments because Facebook does suck a lot of the time. So yeah, one of the things which I'm going to be going through, which I've actually picked myself one up, is, hang on, there we go. As you can see, it's got liquid in, so you can, set in half it anyway. So yeah, let me put the screen on. Hang on, I've accidentally altered my wattage. Let me put it back to one that I'm actually more comfortable on. So yeah, this is the Voopoo, and I think it's pronounced Vinci. I've not heard anyone say the actual name, so I'm just taking a stab at the dark, and that's how it's said. If not, that's how Jess is going to say it from now on. So yeah, I've got it in the, I think it's the Aurora colour, which I'm absolutely in love with. I was stuck between that and the Dazzling Green, because the Dazzling Green is absolutely beautiful. So it even says on the back there, so obviously you got your Voopoo bit, and then let's see if I can get it to focus. So yes, it has got a gene chip inside of it, which I do absolutely love as a chipset. The gene chip, which like Voopoo put in their products, fast acting stuff and things like that. I absolutely love them. So I'm gonna have a quick show of the front of the box here. Hang on, which way do I tilt this? So yeah, as we know, with being in the UK, it's 2 ml in size. See, apparently it's 2 weeks use recorded, so it records how much you're using it for 2 weeks, and then obviously gene chip, and then that's the colour that I've got, and then the usual crap it puts on the bottom saying that this product contains nicotine. Doesn't until I put it in it. So yeah, in this I've gone straight away myself for putting the, I think it's, which I know it goes up to 40 watts. I think it's 30 something to 40 watts, which is the direct to lung coil. I forgot the word. And they do also give you a 0.8 coil, which is this one, little one here, which, oh, can we see it? Can we see it? No, it doesn't want to focus on it now. There we go. So it shows it 12 to 18 watts. So that is your mouth to lung coil that comes with it. I've actually got some of the other coils on the side actually, so I can show you these ones. So yeah, let me get that to focus on there. So this is the coil I've actually got currently in mine, which is for some reason starts at 32 to 40 watts. I've got mine actually bumped down at 25 due to the reason that obviously I've got Nick salts in it, and I found in the 30 marks it was a little bit too much on my throat. So that's how the direct to lung coils look. So there's a bit of a difference with how the two coils look. So if I do that and that, I am actually going to experiment a little bit with this once I'm due for a new coil. I'm going to see if there is any other pod system coils that fit into it. I do like to have a fiddle about with stuff like that at times, because I found a few different brands coils fit in each other, like the baby tanks, they fit the Vaporesso GT mesh coils in, and that's what half of the guys here actually use instead. But yeah, back onto this unit before I actually go off on random tangents. I'm going to try and stick to actually what I'm meant to be on about instead of actually just going off on random things. So yeah, so yeah, that's the unit itself. Let me just try and get it to focus. There we go. So you can, obviously this is one that you can lock, so if you wanted to stick it in your pocket, hang on, I've not clipped them at the same time correctly, so hang on a sec. So yeah, that is now locked, so I cannot use it whatsoever. And then it's unlocked again. So yeah, it's got, I'm actually, where's my little sheet of thing which actually came with it, because it shows you the actual 2 ways to position your pod. So one's going to be more for a mouth to lung draw, and the other one's going to be more of a direct to lung draw. So I will actually show you the picture. So basically, if you have the refill part point like facing where your button is, like so it's facing the same way as like your button, that's meant to be the direct to lung draw. And then obviously if you have it where that's facing the back side of it, that's meant to be more of a mouth to lung draw on it. There is a little bit of a difference with it, I found, when I actually done it with obviously with the same coil in. It keeps changing my wattage on it, Joe. Whenever I take my pod out, it changes the wattage on it. I think it does what the general gene chip itself does, which is recommend you a wattage, what it thinks for the coil you've got in, what will be best for you. That's one of the things I did actually really like about it, because some people was like, well, I don't know where to put this, so it kind of recommends you one. I did used to always fiddle about with it, because I know when I'd end up doing it, it'd be on for like 60 watts or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, no, I need it a lot higher than that when I put my rebuildable tanks on top of me me drag and me drag 2. And let me just alter this bit down. I'm going to make this, no, I've got it in the correct way. Yep. So one of the other things I did actually find out about this earlier, I'm just going to check that now, was it's got a few different settings. I'll see if I can actually get it to show this little bit in the corner. So it says A and P. So I'm trying to remember what they freaking stand for. One sec. Let me try and remember how I actually changed this earlier. So no, not that one. 2 seconds while I just try and figure out what I actually done earlier with it. Yeah, so I clicked it 3 times. And that is now changed to just the P. So I'm just going to test some out, because I've not had too much of a fiddle around with it, because I did only get it earlier, but I'm absolutely loving it at the minute. So yeah, so this with the P, it means you just press the button for it. So I was like, whereas if I try it like nothing, then if I click it 3 times again, it changes it to auto. One sec, focus. Come on, stop. Oh, this camera is picking on me yet again. Either way, just take my word for it. That says auto. So if I try and click it, actually, no, why did I just do that? Because it's going to do it anyway. We'll be drawing on it. So yeah, if I'm just clicking on the button there, it's not firing. Whereas if I go, ow, sorry, my lip ring went down into the mouthpiece. So yeah, that just does it from pull activation. And let me just, and then you got the A and P, which I was originally on, which you can literally choose what you're doing at the time. So it'll fire like that or like that. The other thing which it does, like it says on the boxing, it will keep track of what you've done so far. So if you hold the up and down button together, that's where it takes it into this little section. So hang on, focus. And that's just took it to. So yeah, I've had 130 puffs on it so far, but it does it throughout the time, like from the different days, I think. So it keeps track of how much you're actually using it. And I think that says it does it for about 2 weeks. Let's try and get this to go back into the normal settings. I'd done this earlier and I completely forgot how I actually got it to change back. There we go. Also, you can set your time on it as well. So I think just then to get that to go into that option, I just literally press the up and down button. No, the up and fire button at the same time, and it just goes into your clock setting, and then you hold and you click that one, and then it'll change back into the normal part. But at the minute, I've been absolutely loving it, because I was stuck between having a go of this one or the Smock RPM, because that one, I know we got the Smock one in first, and then we got the Voopoo one in, and I was there, I was like, I don't know which one to actually get. But then I seen some of the colours that the Voopoo one has, and I've in general loved Voopoo's products, and whenever I've got one of them, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for that one. But I know I'm going to see if I can get any other coils to actually fit and work in it, because there's nothing worse than you can't get to your usual shop which sells those coils. You go to another shop, say if you've gone on holiday somewhere, like say down south, something like that, and you can't find the coil that you need. It's always great having another company's coil that will fit in it to do you. Oh, you've just got me tempted to now get one of them, because I do like my rebuildables. Because I remember getting my Vandy I can't speak at all today. My Vandy Vape EX Squonk, and because I thought I tend to burn coils out, and I know most pod systems didn't seem to have the mesh coils in, so I thought I might as well give, because I think at that point I had my DNA, my Orion DNA, which I absolutely loved as well. I found I burnt my coils at times quite quickly, so I got myself the EX Squonk, and I as well. But I absolutely love that little pod system. It's the Squonks one, but it's obviously a mouth to lung one. I do wish it was a little bit more airier, because I do like quite an airy vape, so that's why I'm absolutely loving this one as well, because it's just the right amount with it that I can still, obviously it's meant to do direct lung as well, but it's fantastic with the Nick Saltson. I do want to try it with the obviously with the more powerful coil with a normal liquid, like a normal like 70-30, 80-20 PG-VG ratio. Well, VG-PG, because obviously it'll be the thicker one. That I know exactly what I mean. I do want to try it with one of them at some point, and I'll be back in 2 seconds, everyone. Right. Hi. How can I help?
New in flavours that you rate?
New in at the minute, which came in last night. They're all cakey based ones.
Right.
Because while it's getting towards winter time, seems to be when everyone wants to switch onto those type of ones. I've not yet tried any of them though.
You've not?
No, I've had a dab with a couple of them on my hand, and some of them do taste like they're going to be really, really nice.
Yeah. Which brand's that?
They're over here on the counter. I've not yet put them up. So you've got in the pie range, you've got an apple, a strawberry, a blueberry, then you've got a cookie dream in that one. Then you've got a custard range, which they do a candy custard, a red jam custard, a caramel custard, and a blue jam custard. Out of those ones, I think my favourite is like what our dad was the caramel one.
Is there a deal on them?
£15.25.
I'll have a caramel custard.
Yeah.
And I'll go the blueberry.
The blueberry?
Yeah.
Yeah. What scent would you like?
6, please.
6, no worries. I'll sort that out for you. I found myself, while it's going a bit colder, I've gone back to cakey flavours. Yeah. Like summertime, it's fruits, or depending on how hot it is, ones with coolant in them. And then once it gets to going a bit colder, my cakes come straight back out.
Yeah.
So I found a bottle, so I just literally come off the cake, fruit flavour, and I was just like, I found like about 15 ml left of me appleberry crumble. Yeah, I shoved it straight in. I was like, it's the right time now. Yeah. Back at the beginning of August, when we had that bit of a heat wave, I tried having my appleberry crumble then. I'm just like, no, I can't do it. It's like it tastes amazing, but it's too warm.
Too warm. Yeah. And you know, in colder, it feels like you don't get a hit straight away from it. It takes a while.
Yeah. So, I remember last Christmas I went for the Asu range, the menthol range, and the cucumber.
Right.
And I mean, they are mentholy. And stood outside on the works meal that we were having, vaping on this. I was fine when I was in the shop because the shop was warm.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I got outside, I was like, I can't vape anymore because it was killing my chest.
I had iced watermelon. Finished that last week. In fact, I didn't even finish it. I threw what I left in the bottle because I got another flavour. But I was vaping it outside, and it was giving me like brain freeze.
Yeah, as soon as you breathe it,
yeah,
that's what I was like with that one.
What are the Geek Vape cotton balls? I've got the bad boy codes where you make yourself.
Yeah.
On the Geek Vape head for the top of the floor.
Basically, they're good for like your mesh ones, your like the mesh strips. You can kind of just shove them in there. But if you use them in a normal Joe Labs, the round coils, you kind of have to unravel it and then strip it out from there.
What about a bit more of a cotton bacon?
Cotton bacon is a decent brand. Cotton bacon. It's like one of the first ones I started on. I do have a preference for fuzz. Right. I find that's one of my favourites.
That's what I use. I've been working it for ages now. I've been on that for ages, but I keep finding it spitting in my mouth. I don't know if I'm not working it right or what.
Usually is the case with a lot of things. If it's spitting, it's usually you've not put enough cotton in yet.
Right.
Is it in a tank one?
Yeah, it's in a tank.
Yeah, if it's in a tank, it's gonna be you've not wicked it quite enough. Yeah.
Meaning what? The thickness of the wick going through.
In general,
yeah. So we just need more cotton in there.
A little bit, or do you rake it out?
Yeah, I rake it out. Yeah.
Try not like when you're putting it through, when you're doing the like little floss action, it needs a little bit of resistance to it.
Not too much.
Not too much, because if you having to really tug on it to get any movement, you've done too much then, and you're gonna get a dry hit.
Right.
I find so try and think of that, and also when you're raking it out,
just be gentle.
Yeah, be gentle and like. Just keep messing about with how
quite a bit of fluff out of it, you see, when I'm working it out.
Yeah.
So.
If you're having any issues with it, bring it in and I can go through it all with you.
Alright, no problem. Yeah. How much is the course?
£5.
I'll have something like that.
Yeah. Right, so there we go. So it's be 30.
Left at home.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you very much for that.
Alright.
See
you later. Right, so yeah, I'm back, everyone. Let me just let me just catch up to where I'm actually up to on this. So yeah, it is the Smock RPM is one that I do want to actually give a try. So I might see if I know anyone who's got one, if they'll let me have a try, save me from buying multiple ones, although I might end up doing that anyway, knowing me. But I do highly recommend the Vupu Vinci. Look at the pretty colours. It is, I've been loving it all day because it's really nice and smooth, the Nick salts in it. Is there anything anyone wants to know? Give everyone a minute just to see if anyone types anything. One thing I will add, if for anyone who's not, who's never had this Nick salt, who's on Nick salts, I highly recommend this one because I used to love it in the bigger bottles. It is probably my favourite flavour from that range. Absolutely love it. So I've had to be like, new pod system, I've got to try the Nick salt version, and it is fantastic. They do a no iced version, so for anyone who doesn't like it with the bit of coldness to it, it's actually not too cold, it's just a nice subtle amount of coldness to it. But anyone who doesn't like that at all, there is a no iced version which they do in the Nick salts, so I do recommend. So even if obviously, if it caters to both people who like ice and don't like ice, I recommend giving this flavour a try out. But yeah, that's basically it with it all. So obviously, if you kind of missed what I was going over before, obviously I got a bit busy. Before I had a customer come in, this will be going up obviously on there soon. So obviously you can head back and watch what I say about this unit. But it is one that I do highly recommend. So yeah, I will speak to you all later. Bye.